Relax. Read the Predecessor. Imagine you're listening to like one of those like soft radios and that's what they do. They start stumbling over their words. Predecessor patch notes. Version 0.3. Alright, so this patch is coming out next Tuesday. I'm so excited for this, man. I've been waiting for Revenant for so long. So long. Tuesday, January 24th. So we have 4 days. Alright, let's read this anyway. Predecessor's first major update of 2023 is nearly here, and with it comes some epic changes. We're set to launch patch version 0.3 this Tuesday, January the 24th. Cool. One of our main focuses for the patch is to empower mages. Really? I feel like mages have been pretty damn strong. We want to make them feel stronger before they even get their first item without changing their late game power. Okay. More impactful and rewarding, especially in the early game. Okay, I can get that. Mages are ridiculous late game, which is how mages should be. Their early game is a bit something to be questioned, I guess. Like Gideon and Faye, Gadget are very easy to bully up until like the 15-minute mark. Let's not also overlook the bounty hunter in the room. Revenant is finally here. Oh, I skipped some stuff. We've got new game improvements, 2 new post-match screens. People have been dying for post-match screens and weekly leaderboards. We have to try and be on the weekly leaderboards. I can't wait for weekly leaderboards. I don't know how they're going to work, whether it's going to be wins or kills or based on what hero you're playing, but can't wait for some weekly leaderboards. Hopefully they go into a bit more detail. Speaking of additions, we've also sipped in new mouse sensitivity settings, so be sure to tweak this to your liking ahead of your next game. I'm scared of that because I like my mouse sensitivity right now. I'm scared of that, but okay. But wait, there's more. We're already hard at work on patch 0.4 where we'll be making changes to ADC itemization as well as improving ranged auto attacks. Nice. I was feeling like the itemization in ADC is a little bit stale. People don't really experiment as much as they could do. I feel like there's not as much room for experimentation as there could be. It's very like, well, I mean, a lot of ADC builds end up being like that, so I'm looking forward to that patch as well. Also working on adding our AI game mode, but more on that closer to the time. Okay, well, I don't really care about that. I'm looking forward to itemization and improving ranged auto attacks. That sounds interesting. But wait, there's more. Okay, we've done that. Last but not least, we are looking to make our update schedule more consistent. Going forwards, we're aiming to deliver patches every 2 weeks, alternating between balance patches and our bigger content patches. This cadence might still change, but now our goal is to ensure steady flow content improvements that you can more easily predict and plan around. This is just the beginning of what's to come in 2023. Awesome. I'm excited for that. I do want more consistent patches because I feel like the balancing needs to be like, I need to know like, oh, and look, at least next Tuesday they're gonna do this on the other Tuesday. But yeah, this is so far sounding good. Yeah, it is very needed. 2 weeks is needed in a complex game. I agree. A new hero appears. This is what we all been waiting for. I'm ill, by the way. I'm sorry, guys. A fearsome bounty hunter has awoken, determined to pursue and punish those responsible for the destruction of his homeland. Yeah, a lot of different new metas will be popping off, and a lot of like different items suddenly become into the limelight, and they realize they're a bit more broken than they are, and whatever else. All right. Let's review Revenant. See, I wasn't a player of Paragon, so I'm not sure how this differs from the original. I've seen his review, but I never got to play him, so let's see. Revenant starts with a rank in Hellfire rounds. Does not shoot faster with attack speed, but does gain 5% plus 1.5% per level, 0.1% per 1% critical increased total physical power. So he doesn't shoot faster with attack speed, but he gains increased total physical power. So he's going to be bursty as fuck then. He's not going to shoot fast, but then... That's crazy. Okay. When Revenant kills an enemy hero, he'll gain 50 plus 25 per bounty stack additional gold. So he gets more gold from killing someone, and he also gets a lot of physical power instead of attack speed. But this sounds really interesting. I don't know how this is going to feel. It kind of sucks that you can't increase your attack speed, but maybe it works really well with his kit. And I mean, it's just going to make him so bursty. And then we'll have to do the maths of whether it's worth building attack speed just to get the extra physical power, or just to go with physical power. Alright, primary ability, Obliterate. 10 F4 missiles that home in and hit random targets within a wide cone, dealing this much damage. Plus magical power. Okay, so he seems to scale more of magical power. Physical damage per missile, landing subsequent hits against enemy heroes, deal 15% more damage. We've seen this ability. He shoots out a bunch of missiles, very similar to the Prime right now where it does when it slows people. Secondary ability, E, Scar. Revenant launches a dart projectile that marks the first enemy target hits, dealing this much damage. That's only scales of physical power. physical damage, and applying a scar that lasts for 5 seconds. The next instances of damage dealt to this target by Revenant have 5% stacking slow and deal 15% bonus magic damage. Okay, so basically just mark them for death, scar them. It seems cool. Alternate ability, Hellfire rounds. Revenant's force shot always critically strikes, as well as dealing 6% and target's missing health as bonus physical damage. Revenant's critical bonus damage is modified to 1, 2, 1. Wow. Wow. He has a very weird kit for an ADC. He's going to have a very unique build. I'm looking forward to doing this a lot. Because you don't have to build crit too much, because every 4th strike is going to be crit. You want to build loads of physical power, maybe some magical power. And active is Revenant instantly reloads his hand cannon. Reload time is decreased with additional attack speed. Okay, so attack speed helps you reload faster. Someone has redeemed hydrate. Let me hydrate myself with a cup of tea. And of course, the ult that everyone's waiting for, Reckoning. Revenant pulls himself and his target into the Nether Realm for 6, 7, 8 seconds, rooting the target for 0.5 seconds. Killing his opponent inside the Nether Realm will double bonus gold gained from the Bounty Hunter. That is crazy as well. Can't fucking wait to feel that ability. What I'm going to do in post is just add the videos of those abilities down below in a little box so you guys can see as I'm talking what abilities, what they look like based on his old self. So yeah, I would say Revenant sounds fun. He's definitely going to be interesting. I don't know whether you're going to be able to play him ADC. And maybe, I mean, I know he is an ADC, but maybe off lane, maybe mid even. We're going to have to see how you build him and how he feels, but he looks very fun. Major improvements, profile tab and early access icons. Nice, early access here. You'll notice there's a new profile tab on the top of the menu of the bar. Top bar of the main menu. Top of the menu of the bar. This is where you can change display a profile icon with the initial selection available depending on which early access bundle you have. Might even spot a sneak peek at some profile related customization features that are coming in future updates. Our borders, titles, and profile background. Cool. Yeah, he looks very cold. After this, I'll play the video for you, because on YouTube, I'm going to make it so that they can see the abilities while I talk about it, but I think I might have played it before, but just look at it again. This patch will be introducing creep score bounties. These are designed to remove situations where teams are not rewarded enough gold when killing an enemy hero from a significant deficit. This is normally because the enemy heroes have gained a significant amount of creep score, CS, relative to your team's average. Before we only accounted for a hero's kill streak in the bounty system, now these enemy heroes will also increase this same bounty for the amount of creep score they have relative to your team. This will allow us to reward players that are significantly behind in economy from multiple sources to come back into the game through enemy misplays. This is cool. I was always saying this game is very snowbally and the fact that it's hard to come back. So basically what this means, for those who don't really get it, is when somebody farms, you get a creep score, which is that little number at the very end, right next to your gold. And it shows how many creeps you've last hit, so how much money you've earned from last hitting minions. What it's saying is that if somebody has a high amount of creep score, that if you kill them, they're going to be worth more than somebody else who's not as farmed, so who's not as far ahead. So basically, it just makes it so if you're capitalizing on killing someone who's far ahead repeatedly, they don't just stay ahead, and it's so hard to catch up to them. You're actually going to be able to sort of come back because the person who's ahead, you're killing them. That makes sense. Maybe didn't explain that too clearly, but I like that a lot. They're starting to think of ways to try and counter snowballing and make it so there's more ways to come back into the game. That is good. You can't fault them for that. I like that a lot. I feel like there's still needs to be some changes. Maybe around Fangtooth, or I'm not sure, but I like that a lot. We have to see how that feels. I want to see the maths behind this. I also want to see the maths behind when, like, how many kills does somebody have and how much money do I get for killing them based on how many kills they have and stuff. I'm sure somebody would do the maths. This is exciting. New post-match screens. We're adding 2 post-match screens in this update. First is a screen that will allow you to add players after a match. Thank God. We can finally add people that we play with. Mine also grouping up teammates that you enjoy playing with after a great game. The other new screen is a post-match statistics screen, allowing you to dive deeper into the juicy statistics from your last match. Oh, nice. Look, largest killing spree, largest multi-kill, damage dealt. Man, I've been dying for damage dealt. Because some people have like 10 kills and I could swear on God that they're not doing any damage. This is fucking sick. I can't wait to see physical damage, magical damage, true damage, total damage, I'm guessing. This is awesome. This is really cool. This is what I've been waiting for. I really wanted to have a damage screen. We've got stats, and then we've got players. And then I'm guessing here is when you can make like friend requests and stuff like that. Very interesting. Very interesting. This seems cool. Weekly leaderboard. So this is another thing that I was very interested in seeing. Each week we'll be sharing a leaderboard showcasing the top 100 players. Initially, this will be shared on social media, but as we continue to develop with the feature, we plan to integrate it directly into the game. Oh, so they're going to be posting it on like their Twitter or their Reddit or their Discord. Even players must complete a minimum of 10 games per week. Well, we need to get on that leaderboard. We need to become #1 on that leaderboard so that we can grow the stream. Finally, some competitive nature to this game. I need to bang out this game and consistently be on that leaderboard so people get used to seeing the name Yobuko in this game. If I want to take this game serious and get into esports again, that needs to be the goal. So there you go, guys. That's an incentive for you guys to stop going AFK in your games. Hey, man, like Kiwi Lemons. Yeah, we will, bro. Me and you, 100%. And everyone else as well who we play with. But me and you, fuck everyone else. Nah, I'm excited for that. I want to get into that on a weekly basis. And I want the names Kiwi Lemons, Faye, and Yobuko to be known. Alright, cool. So there you go, guys. Stop going AFK in your games if you want to be on the weekly leaderboards. End of match survey. We're adding a short survey at the end of match. They're required to give us some feedback on the previous game. The data will help us monitor overall and individual community responses to matches on a daily basis. Something that will help us to understand what's going on as well as what we can improve. We appreciate you taking time to fill it out. I'll actually do this because these guys they're very transparent and they're actually putting a lot of effort into this game. So I recommend you guys actually take the time to just do it. I mean, I say take the time. It's going to be 2 seconds after your game. So you guys paid for early access, man. Help the game become a good game by the time it comes out. Please rate your enjoyment. Please rate the fairness of the matchmaking. Oh, the fairness of the matchmaking. That one's going to get 1 star a couple of times, though. I know that's going to get 1 star a couple of times. Even when I stomp, I'm going to put, like, a lower rating. Because I want it to be even games. And, like, sometimes, like, in the game I played today on stream, there was guys diving the inhibitor, like, 4 minutes in. I don't want those guys in my games, even on the enemy team. I want competitive games, you know what I'm saying? So do this seriously, guys. Help them out. Help them out. The time it took you to find them last match. Do you know what? The time in this game is quick, but is that because the matchmaking isn't strict enough? We'll see as the game gets bigger. Okay, matchmaking improvements and bug fixes. We're monitoring the matchmaking system closely and have identified multiple bugs that we believe have impacted match quality. Oh. This patch brings a number of fixes to these issues. We hope you see an improvement as to match quality as a result. Oh, nice. This patch also introduces one of our first improvements to our matchmaking system, the party modifier. Now when queuing in a group, the MMR of everyone in the party will be inflated based on the size of the party to compensate for the increased coordination and resulting win chance these parties typically have. That's also good. When I solo queue, I don't want to be going up against parties of 5 that are like all the same skill level as me, but I'm with fucking Randy and Dandy, and they're playing Howitzer, ADC, and Gideon support, and you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm glad. That sounds good. I'm glad that they're already addressing matchmaking this early on. This is great. Matchmaking bugs. Fix the bug where players would gain or lose large amounts of MMR after a match when the server failed to return the player's MMR. That's scary. Fix the bug where players could join a queue and incorrectly enter the wrong matchmaking bracket. Okay, I feel like that happens often. Fix the bug where players outside of a matchmaking bracket be pulled into that bucket. I feel like I was meant to say bracket. Into that bucket during the matchmaking process. Okay. Penalty system improvements. Also in this patch, we're making improvements to our penalty systems. First, we are separating auto banning for dodging a queue, going AFK, allowing us to be harsher. Scaling bans for players that go AFK in a game. Yes! Make the bans for people going AFK in a game bigger. Yes, please. We're tackling in-game toxicity. We continue to improve the system over time, so expect more updates in the future. Because right now, a lot of people just go AFK. It sucks. Yeah, I'm glad. An AFK penalty lasts 14 days. Great. Dodge queue. Oh, this is 14 days as well in the AFK. Yes! Great. Combating toxicity and improving chat quality is something that's really important to us. Taking steps to improve chat moderation beginning this patch. Okay. Implementation of new mod. This tool will not only help us better monitor chat logs and track disruptive use, but also impose snowballing sanctions based on repeat offensive. The system will take time to implement and iterate on. We've been actively improving it as we go using benchmarks and player feedback. Additionally, we're also reviewing the predecessor EULA alongside a brand new code of content that we hope to share soon and set community guidelines on our core pillars to guide our own thinking, but we also expect of our players' expectations that you can reference and we can use to guide disciplinary measures. Like our in-game feature systems, we look forward to with our community to iterate and build on these guidelines to help deliver a sustainable, healthy, and enjoyable community and gameplay experience for all. Value and appreciate, blah, 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 blah. Okay, cool. So, great. They're going to moderate things a bit better, which we were literally talking about today, saying that we report people and then I see them in the next game, and it's fine. Like, I'm glad. I hope that I feel that. Like, I hope that we play against a toxic player and then we see him get banned or we never see him again, or like we literally reported a guy for being AFK today all 4 of us, and then next game he's in our game again. I don't want that happening. So yeah, and also, you know, even me, I need to be a bit nicer sometimes in chat. Sometimes I'm calling people Mongolos, and I need to not be doing that before I end up getting banned myself. But I'm definitely not nearly, I don't say anything that is ridiculously bad like a lot of people do. So watch your tone, don't go AFK, is good. Other improvements. Updated decal for Murdoch's static trap. Added missing sound effects to allied corp when it's under attack. Deca sound effects for our basics. Blah blah blah. Change visual effects for when a player dies. Okay, I want to see that. Added hero names next to the portraits in draft and hero selection. Okay. Updated Chimera's basic attack sound effect. Okay, I want to hear this. I love a bit of Chimera. Added the reject button to the match round prompt. Thank God. Updated the desktop icon for Predecessor when installed via the Epic's Game Store. I didn't even know you could install via the Epic's Game Store. Added a new sensitivity called ADS, but can you even aim down sights? Count S audio improvements. Updated controller key bindings. Controller support now includes scrolling with left and right triggers when using the virtual sensor. Part of your viewers move to the left screen. This prepares a large UI overhaul we're currently working on, but more on that another day. Alright, balance changes. We've always felt Cow should be starting blue buff in jungle, so you're updated. Recommended path accordingly. I was always saying this, and people disagree with me, that we should start on blue when I do contests, but apparently that's what you're meant to do. Anyway, Countess in jungle is a big... As much as I love Countess as a character, playing her in the off lane or mid lane is just so much stronger. You can snowball so much easier. Not that she's bad, but her clear is just not good. Alright. Crunch is in a decent spot balance-wise. We're looking to make his sustain only apply from hero combat to help address some abuse cases that can still happen. I don't know about this. So he basically doesn't passively heal off of minions anymore. So he has less sustain. So he's less of an off-laner. He's less good in the jungle as well now. I don't know if Crunch was in a good spot or not. I feel like he was okay. I don't know if this change was really necessary, but it's actually quite a big change, I think. The fact that you don't heal off minions makes it so that you can't really jungle as well. So of course he's still going to be able to jungle, but he has no natural life steal, sort of similar to how Chimera has life steal. He has healing. So yeah. And then we on to Faye. Man, my boy Kevin, Kiwi Lemon's Faye, saw this and he was upset. So they made a few changes to Faye, but they're generally making a lot of changes to mages anyway, so maybe it won't feel that different, and it's meant to make... I don't know, it's meant to make it a bit more difficult to play, but I think Faye... I don't know, she was very strong. She was in a good position though, I feel like not many people were good with Faye, but the people who are good with Faye are fucking hard to play against. So the base damage has changed from this to this, so they basically just reduced it by like 10 or 5 on each rank. But they actually upped it at the beginning, so you do more damage early game, and then the same, a little bit less late game. So early game is better, because like you got 120 here, 125, but then once it hits the mid game, 160, 160, then it starts to go down a little bit. But 10 damage is not that bad. It just means early game you're actually going to do better. But base damage here again has gone from 60, 90, 120, 150, 180 to 70, 105, 140, 175, 210. So this has gone up. The Harvest Nettles has gone up quite a lot actually. 30 damage at max rank is quite a lot. Scaling decreased though, however, to 55%. So all this is doing is making her hit harder early game, making her hit harder before she finishes all her items. It's not that bad. It's not a massive change. It's just they're doing it to all mages. They said when we read the earlier patch notes that they're trying to make mages better in the early game, but still as strong as they are in the late game. And I don't think it's that bad. I mean, it's actually gone up. Projectile speed has increased as well, so it's easier to hit. Now correctly increased damage on level. Tentacle break distance decreased from 1750 to 1100. I still think this is a huge amount, and I don't think you're really going to notice it. 1750 basically meant there was no escape whatsoever, though. And I feel like maybe there should be some kind of counterplay to that ult, because it's very hard to dodge anyway. Do you know what I mean? Like, unless you have a cleanse or you have a epoch, you're caught by that shit. If Faye's not an idiot and she can cast it, maybe there should be a way to, like, you see the ult, and you're like Kalari, you can ult away or something like that. You got to cast something. We'll see how this feels. 1100. I don't know how far that is. I don't know what is 1100 predecessor units in real life. Who knows? And then here you go. Look, Gideon once again considering our general goals for mages, looking to increase Gideon's base damage and shift away from his scalings. This should help make his early to mid game feel a little bit more impactful, as well as decrease his reliance on magical power. I'm not sure if I'm gonna like this, because I like the fact that mages are a late game thing or a mid game thing. I'm a bit scared about how they're gonna feel in early. Allowing players to feel more comfortable dipping into magical bruiser items. Enable those big black hole moments. Okay. Base damage increase from his Q. So they added 10. Oh, 280 here though. Wait, what the surely this is a bug, right? This is meant to say 255. 200, 255, 310, right? Because it wouldn't be 355, 310. So that's just a mistype. But so they've increased it by 30 again, which again is quite a lot. Scaling decreased by 5%. So again, just base damage does more. He has to rely less on magical items. Early, mid game, it's going to hit a bit harder. Scaling decreased. Cooldown decreased. From 9. Wait, is Void Breach? He's teleport. Don't tell me he's teleport, is that? Gideon Void Breach. Someone's a comment. Oh, okay, great. That's not his teleport. Alright, cool. You can reduce the cooldown of that. I mean, that's my only problem when I play mages, and that's why you'll never really find me playing mages that much, as I just don't like sitting around with my cooldowns down. So, alright, cool. Decreases cooldowns. No problem. Howitzer is fucking amazing, and I do actually think he needs to be nerfed a little bit. Let's see. Overall zoning potential has been very oppressive, especially combined with his ability to nuke out individual targets, keeping these slow grenade damage relative, but decreasing the amount of grenades placed so players can more easily navigate around or through them. Okay, yeah, he has a very strong zoning with that. Decrease missiles layout to firing by 0.2 seconds. Total amount decreased from 16 to 11. Grenades have attack formation. Base damage increased. Scaling increased. Oh no! Actually, I guess because there's less of them, but still, if you hit your E to displace them with Howitzer, and then you hit them with the right and the Q, you're now going to do even more fucking burst damage than before. I'm not happy with that. I don't think his zoning abilities was the main issue. I would rather you kept it huge and decreased the base damage and decreased the fucking scaling. Now, late game, that's going to hit even harder. I don't know about that one there. I would prefer if they maybe nerfed him rather than giving him sort of like a balance change with a bit of a buff. Bellica felt a little too clunky after casting a Seismic Assault, so we're letting players move and cast a little quicker after casting to help her feel less like a sitting duck when fishing for big stuns. She need a buff? I think that's okay. I think, okay, maybe feeling clunky for like a gameplay perspective wasn't that fun, but the fact that she had to put herself in danger to get a stun made sense, because CC in this game is already very fucking strong. And the fact that Bellica had to stand still, and her stun is fucking crazy anyway. It's a stun plus a knockup. So knockups in this game are just a bit ridiculous. Like if you want to cleanse its Chimera, it's very hard. I don't know about this one. I don't like that fact that she can move around a bit more. We were talking about how we think she should be nerfed a little bit, to be honest. And then we're on to changes of items. Boom. Continuing on with the patch notes. For those who are not watching live, I just ate a goddamn pizza. And I felt good. This is item balances. So this stuff's a bit more intricate, and I feel like, again, you can tell a little bit by reading it, but I feel like a lot of it comes from feeling it out and playing the item and using it and seeing how it relates. Alright, so Alchemical Rod was stacking far too fast, and most players would have a fully stack before even finishing Azure Core. Azure Core? It's true. We're slowing it down a bit, so it needs to scale into a 2 amp spike rather than being too strong as a 1 amp spike. Mana per stack decreased from 8 to 4. I think it's a lot about Chalice as well. Like most people build Chalice or Chemical Rod, and they don't finish the item until later because you get enough from this tier 2 item. Alright. Bloodlust shares the name of Grox's passive, meaning it was overdue for a rebrand. They should now be able to better understand which they're talking about. Item renamed to Bloodletter. Oh, cool. Mind Razor. This does indeed stack with Vanquisher. We're changing this passive name so players who come from games where unique passive names exist can better understand this interaction. Passive renamed to Arcane Strength. Okay, cool. Basically, that is you get power from the amount of extra mana you have. So, I think. Astral Catalyst. Spellslinger. Description now correctly states 3 stacks instead of 4 stacks. Wow, that's great. Yobuko. As previously mentioned, we're looking to open build launch first buys to all mages. Mana per stack decrease from 8 to 4. Cool. Nothing massive here. There's a lot of mage changes. This is a big patch if you play mid lane or mages, which is not me. Question has been overshadowed by other first buy items due to its inability to keep a mage in lane, giving it a little more mana to help players feel a little more comfortable picking it up first. Mana increase from 200 to 300. Okay. I mean, that's okay, I guess. I mean, I wasn't a big fan of people buying combustion anyway, because it's not nice to be on the other end of that, but Cool. Life Binder again felt a bit too niche to fit into any builds reliably. Instead, we're looking to enable magical bruiser builds by giving them a new capstone option. This newly improved Life Binder should find a solid place as third or fourth slot for mages that build a bit more durable with items like Worldbreaker and Dreambinder. Also helps give Sevarog a new offensive option to scale into when he gains a lead. Increasing magical power. Reduce the magical lifesteal. Tenacity has been removed. Added 10 ability haste. This makes more sense, getting rid of tenacity, which is basically reduce the amount of CC, like the time that you're CC'd. And give it ability haste because it is a mage item. Recipe changed. Blood tone, valid boost, scepter, boost, blood tone, blood tone, blood tone. Very cool. Remove a leech passive. A new passive. Gain 0.5% bonus health ability haste per 50 magical power. Cool. Be good for Sevarog 100%. Sevarog is looking like he might get a bit stronger. Man, Golem's Gift. I was actually just building this item. I think it's heavily overlooked. So let's look what it's doing. We're looking to shift some of Golem's Gift into haste over raw power and armor. Help it feel better as a more utility-driven item in a couple slots of mages. Magical power decreased from 70 to 60. Ability haste increased from 10 to 20. Passive rename from Artillery Golem to Stone Skin. Total magical power and physical armor decreased from 40 to 30. Stacks lost per physical damage decreased from 10 to 6. Okay, cool. They made this item a bit weaker, and I don't really know why. To be honest, I was telling people I think this item was overlooked. At the moment, it would be 70, and you'd get an extra bonus 40. You got 110 magical power for like 2,800, which is cheap as fuck for the things you were getting. So it's made it more utility. I wouldn't be able to buy it like first item, but like if I play Countess solo, I usually go this because I'm better against someone physical. But yeah, cool. Oblivion Crown was a bit too catch-all in its previous capstone form. It had no downtime as a spike. And someone dressing it to still be a strong gem use item, but with burst damage focused niche. The item should now find a more specialized niche for heroes like Faye and Belikar, who look to blow a target out quickly during particular windows of opportunity. Annihilate magical power bonus decreased from 35 to 15%. New passive, your next instant ability damage against enemy hero will deal an additional 8% of their current health as magic damage and increase their magical damage taken by 10% for 3 seconds. Okay, so it's just a burst item now, so maybe build it a bit earlier. A lot of people were building it late because it just gave you a lot of flat magical power and cool. So a lot of changes to mages and mages items, man. And mages are going to feel very different. Prophecy. Collection description 75% scale into 60%. Okay, so just a bug fix. Most tainted items tend to naturally scale or have a scaling of some form that makes them generally applicable across the game. Scepter, as true damage, does somewhat naturally scale, but its scaling is fairly minimal relative to others, and a small magical power scaling to rectifiers. Malice base damage per stack decreased from 6 to 5. Malice 1% magical power per stack scaling added. Okay, well, Tainted Scepter I think was a good item when they changed it. Fixed item description gives the proper amount of physical power, 50 from 40. Okay, cool. Another overlooked item, Viper, is very good on Drongo. And it actually is kind of similar. I think you could actually, I was just thinking about this recently, you can kind of swap it out for Imperator, which increases your crit damage, because this increases your crit damage too. So I guess depending on what character you're playing, instead of Viper for the ADCs, but maybe just wait until the next patch anyway. I mean, still have fun with ADCs for the next 2 weeks, however long it takes them to do the next patch, but apparently the next patch is going to be ADC balances, so. Leviathan, keeping our anti-heal items to a theme, item renamed to Tainted Bastion. I was thinking this, you know, that it was weird that all the other anti-heal items were called Tainted, and then this one they decided to call Leviathan. I'm glad. Tainted Bastion. And the rest is just bug fixes. If you guys really want to look into that, you guys can look into that. It's just small bug fixes. I'll sort of scroll slowly. You guys can pause the video if you want. And there you go. All in all, I think this is a good patch. They've changed a lot. I'm really excited for the item changes. I'm excited for the early access feedback, the post-match screens, and the profile icons. But most of all, I'm obviously fucking excited for Revenant. So yeah, man, I hope you guys enjoyed this review of the Predecessor patch version 0.3. It's going to be live on the 24th of January. The time of this video should be 21st of January. Probably going to go live day after the day I'm recording it, which is the 20th of January. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed my review of the patch. And yeah, check the stream out. Check the YouTube. Make sure you subscribe, because I think like 80 or 90% of you guys on YouTube haven't subscribed. But it's because we're getting a lot of new viewers, and my subscriptions and views and everything's just going up drastically, like 800% from the last month. So I can't complain. So just make sure you guys like and follow and all that jazz, and make sure you're ready, because next Tuesday I am posting Revenant content. I'm gonna find some builds that work with this guy. I'm gonna get Fury crafting already. He already seems like I'm gonna build maybe some Resolution, Vanquisher, try and get that mana up. He's going to be mana into... I can't wait. I can't wait. Yeah, guys, hope you guys enjoyed the video.
Spending too much time wishing on a star. Realize that you're just sitting in the dark, hoping for a spark, waiting for no other shot with an arc. But I ain't going 2 by 2. I'ma cruise right by you. If it's all that I do, high IQ, let me prove what you gon'